Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy from Tusiko once again, and I'm back with one of your tech review videos. So what I have in front of me today is an interesting Huawei Y6 2019 smartphone with features quite a big and full of quality 6.09 drop display. And the drop, of course, does mean a notch in a C shape, so to speak. Not that big bulging notch that we used to get in the way of our notifications and stuff like that. I mean, we did get a similar one in the P20 Lite. We did get that on the iPhone X's and stuff like that. Now, even LG did start implementing that big notch, but I'm not sure where they are in terms of notches at this moment, because you know LG is a very unpredictable company when it comes to consistency and everything. Now you do get the 13 megapixel rear camera and the 8 megapixel front camera. That's very decent if you ask me. You do get the internal storage of 32 gigabytes, which is called the ROM here. This is the read only memory, and you get the EMUI version 9 plus Android 9 Pie. So you get the best of both worlds, best of the EMUI skin updates and the best of the Android skin also. So you get the latest software in this phone, no complaints. They do say that the approximate value, the exact value of the display is 6.088, which means there's a 0.02 margin whereby they just cut themselves slack, so they called it the 6.09 inch display. I do not know why they did that, but I'm sure there's some technical reason as to why they did that. Okay, I think that 0.02 goes to the notch. Now that makes perfect sense. Now the rear camera is 13 megapixels as I did outline, and the front camera is 8 megapixel. It is a Vodacom stock. It is a Y6 2019 and it's black in color. It is a dual SIM, which kind of contradicts what another South African YouTuber said about Vodacom. I mean, I was watching this video this one time, and this guy said Vodacom doesn't supply dual SIM phones, but what I'm seeing here is Vodacom, and I'm seeing Y6 2019 black. I'm seeing two IMEIs, meaning it's a dual SIM phone, and I'm seeing dual SIM right here. So this particular phone has the 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is very decent if you ask me. Now when you open the box, this one of course is not brand new. As you can see, there's already a cover, leather cover on there, which is very nice. I mean, now one thing that Huawei been doing with their covers for the Y6 from the Y6 2018, they just put this fingerprint hole over here as if the phone has a fingerprint. But what we always find out is that the Y6s just don't get fingerprints. I do not know why, but this one is a very sleek design and quite big if you ask me. I think they really should have included the fingerprint on this one. However, you do get face unlock to make up for that, so you can't really complain that much. So I'm just gonna go on straight and view the accessories and tell you the 5 things that I like about this phone, and tell you the 5 things that I hate about the Y6 2019 also. So now just moving on forward, on the box it does come with the Huawei's original charger that we all know. It's not a fast charger, but it is quite a decent charger. I mean, it does put out 240 volts. Okay, not too sure if those are volts it puts out, but it's written here input 100 to 240 volts to 50/60 hertz. So I do not know what that means, so to speak, because usually the chargers come with like 7, not 2 but 7, 9 and those kind of voltages. But let's not dwell on the charger. You get Huawei's old school earphones, but the original, and the quality, by quality I mean they last you for like 2 weeks. Now on the box you also get the owner's manual, get the quick start guide in 3 languages. I think the first one, of course the first one is English. I think this is Spain, and I think some Italian vibes going on there. It teaches you everything that you need to know about the phone, and how to use the phone, and how to charge, how to keep, and how to dispose the device if you need to dispose it at the end for some reason that I do not know, because these things pretty much last forever. I mean, all the Huawei's I've had, I've never really had to dispose, so to speak. So now, just going straight onto the phone, I'm just gonna turn it on, and as it comes on, I'm just gonna outline 5 things that I hate about this phone. So I'm just gonna start with the bad news, and hopefully smooth that up with some good news later when I tell you what I like about this phone. Okay, now the first thing that I hate is that it doesn't have a fingerprint over here. Now that's number one. Now number two is that it's pretending to have a dual camera setup, but it actually doesn't have in actual fact. It's got only one 13 megapixel rear camera. However, it is beautifully laid out. It does look as that on the P Smart 2019 and the Y7 2019. The third thing that I hate also about this phone is that the earphones jack is at the top instead of being at the bottom. I mean, when it's at the bottom, it becomes much more classier, so to speak. And the fourth thing I hate about this phone is the notch. I mean, I really wish that manufacturers would just leave off the notch. I mean, it is a beautiful integration. However, it kind of disturbs, it kind of stands in your way when you're using the smartphone. Now, the fourth thing that I hate about this phone is not on the hardware, but on the software. So I'm just gonna go on over to the settings, and I'll show you what I hate as the fourth thing. Okay, now I got it. So one thing I hate about this phone, software, is that the screen kind of looks a bit wishy-washy compared to other. So that's still hardware. That's hardware, but it kind of, it's a feature that I can outline, or rather point out when the phone's on. So that's why I kind of felt like it's software. That's why my mind kind of thought that it's software, because I couldn't just point it out when the phone was still coming on. I mean, just look, just look. I'm just gonna try and focus that for you, and just look at this apps here. You probably think my camera is not that bright, but it actually is. It's the fading on this screen, it's not so good. However, everything else is beautiful done on this phone. So now I'm just gonna focus back. Okay, here we are. Everything is beautifully done on this phone. I mean, no complaints about that, except for the 5 things that I've outlined. Now I'm gonna talk about the 5 things that I like. Of course, the first feature is gonna be in the system. It's gonna be the software feature, and that's in the system's navigation. So I like the fact that you can actually use the gestures. So I just swipe up to go home, swipe all the way to the middle for recent tabs, and for back I can just swipe from the edge as though I do on the iPhone. Now one thing I like is that you can swipe from both edges. That's one thing I always outline when I make these videos about these new Huawei's. Now I'm just gonna go back there and use the normal system navigation toggles, because the gestures can quite be confusing, more especially taking the fact that we recently got introduced into this, and the people that started doing it is BlackBerry, which hasn't been around for quite a long time in my area. And the people that used it after was iPhone. So now iPhone's gestures compared to BlackBerry gestures were something completely different, so we can't really compare them. The only similar thing that I know is that going home on the Z10 or the Z3, those are BlackBerry models, you used to swipe up as you do on these phones now. It's just a similar integration, there's nothing different there. However, going to your recent tabs, going back 1 or 2 steps, it's a whole different activity, whole different ways of doing things, whole different ecosystem. So now the gestures are what I like. Now the second thing is that I like is the music app that they have for these phones. They came up with this pink and white music player, which is more like the Apple Music, which I fancy a lot. As you can see here, when you just go in, you can already tell that you are in a more like Apple Music type of ecosystem. Okay, now you can see that from the album art, there's some sparkles that are popping out, and that actually gives you like dope vibes when you're listening to music. You can see that you're using a quality phone. So now that was the second thing. Now another thing I like about this phone is that for a budget smartphone, it's got a really good camera. So I'm just gonna show you guys. It pretty much looks as that camera that you find on the P Smart 2019. It's very clear. It focuses very fast, and it takes very sharp photos. Okay, so as you can see, the selfie is very clear and bright also. So I'm just gonna go ahead and head on to my fourth feature that I like about this phone. Now the fourth feature is on the design itself. It feels very good on the hand. It's easy to grab, and I mean, you can feel that it's a decent smartphone. It's something an adult can use, something a high school kid can use, something a college student can use, something a rich person can use as an alternative if their iPhone 7 Plus is broken or is out of battery, of course. Now, moving on to the fifth feature, it would be the same thing that I said I hate, but now I'm gonna say I like it in a different perspective. So it's the camera, the way that it's laid out, the layout of the camera. It's okay, I do not know. I'm gonna be honest. I do not know the difference of horizontal or vertical. Oh, okay, now I know. I know vertical is just shooting straight up. So now this is a vertical position. I just remember because I once watched a Lil Uzi interview, not really interview, and he was asked why did he call himself Lil Uzi Vert, and he mentioned something about the vert meaning vertical. So it means that he's just shooting up, it's going straight up. That's what it was. That's what it's doing. It's just emerging straight up. So now I remember that vert came from the word vertical, and that means just pointing up, and it's in an upright position. So this is the camera. That was my fifth feature that I liked about this phone. Do leave a comment down below and tell me what you feel about this phone. And of course, if you are interested in getting yourself this device and you are in South Africa, or if you're not in South Africa and you want me to ship it to you, because it's unlocked for all carriers nationwide, you can of course just hit me in the comments down below. And of course at Gadgetberry we pride ourselves in our products, and I guarantee you that this product is definitely gonna work to the best possibility, to the best possible maximum capabilities. Well, I'm just talking a lot of bullshit right now, so I'm just gonna end this video. It has been a fun video. So from your boy Dusiko at Gadgetberry, once again I am gonna say goodbye. You're gonna see me on the next video. So if you do like this video, do drop a like button, click the like button, and drop a comment down below. I know I'm stumbling upon a lot of different words. I do not know what's causing that, but maybe it's because I'm closing now. So you guys take care. We'll see you on the next video. It's been a fun video. So from your boy Dusiko from Gadgetberry, do subscribe if you like the content. Just keep us going, keep us vertical, man. Keep us going straight up and nowhere else. So take care. It's gonna be a peace out. So there was 5 things I hate and 5 things I like about my Huawei Y6 2019.